I'm trying to keep myself busy. If you guys have read through the comments at all on especially the Patreon page, this week is kind of a tough week for me, and next week will be also. My wife has been dealing with cancer for several years now, and we got a little bit of bad news last week as far as she's going to have to get more aggressive on the treatment. And that all begins next Wednesday. So, what do I do in situations like that? I try to stay busy. Because I'm a fix-it guy. All my life when things go wrong, I've been able to fix whatever. Whether it was here or on my job sites or customers. And this is one of them things that is really out of my hands. So it's kind of driving me nuts. Now we got really high hopes, and God has been really good to us through this whole endeavor. It's been going on for 3 years. 3.5 years. And 3.5 years ago, there was a brand new therapy for cancer. And that's why we go to Boston. It was called immunotherapy. It was brand new. It was still in the trial phase. She was accepted to the trial phase, which was very difficult to do. But anyways, the reason she got accepted is because her cancer was so bad at that time. And what that immunotherapy is, she went down once a week before the surgery to remove the cancer. And the reason for that is this immunotherapy stays in your body. And what it does, you put it in before you remove the cancer. And that way, the drug, which stays in your body, recognizes that cell as cancer and destroys it. So after the surgery, this stuff is still in your body and it's searching for cancer cells to destroy them. Well, it worked very well, because with 3.5 years later, with a very slow growing cancer at worst, at best or worst I would say, and she's out 3.5 years from the surgery, which in the doctor's eyes, that's pretty good. Because what they said was without the immunotherapy is most patients are at this stage 1 year after surgery. Well, she's 3.5, so that's good. But what happened in that 3.5 years is they've developed another medication that is aggressive. It's still in the trial phase. She's been accepted into that trial program again. So that is great. I mean, we were holding our breath and hoping. It wasn't a yes, you're in. It was, there's a whole bunch of hoops to jump through. What they mean is how did your body react to different things? Well, because she's been with them for 3.5 years, they have a pretty good idea of how her body reacts. So starting Wednesday, she will go to Boston once a week for treatment, which is tough. It's tough. It's expensive because of the travel time. I mean, it's a good long haul, but it's worth it. We're fortunate when you get into a trial like that, is and they've had really good success. It's not like it's an experiment. She's not getting a sugar drug or a dummy drug. She's getting the actual medication. And sometimes in trials you have people that get sugar drugs and people that get the real thing, and that's how they test them. Well, at Dana-Farber, in the programs that she's been in, these trials, she's never gotten the sugar pill. If there was a chance she was going to get a sugar pill, we wouldn't sign up for it. No way in hell. So she'll start that next program next week. And it's a good thing, when you're in a trial like that, they pay for it. It's unbelievable what the cost is on their end. So it's a really big deal for us. No way we could afford it. I mean, no way. I mean, we're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per month. One medication alone is $28,000 for 30 days. You see where I'm coming from. And then you have CAT scans at least once a month, or for the first few months anyways, and then you go from there to every 3 months or something like that, because they track it. I mean, that's one thing about her, is by getting into these trials, nothing gets by. I mean, she's a science experiment for them. So that means that when they look at absolutely everything that's going on inside of her body as far as cancer goes. So that's, thank God for that. And that's what I mean by God has opened a lot of really good doors for us over the years. Her first cancer was 12 years ago. Over 12 years ago, and it was a rare skin cancer, and we went to Dana-Farber in Boston, and the man that wrote the book on that particular cancer just happened to be at Dana-Farber that day for a lecture, and he sat in on her doctor's appointment. How they do it is, 8 or 9 doctors will get together and they discuss your case. Well, he was one of those doctors, and he was the one that he spent a lifetime studying this particular cancer. So that was just, he was there one day, and he was there the day that she was up for her appointment. So that's what I mean by God has opened many doors for us. But it still doesn't make it any easier sitting here and waiting. And, the woman means absolutely everything to me. 40 years of being married to her, I could not ask for a better wife. So that's what's going on behind the scenes this week here at East Grand. So if my answering the comments have been just a little bit slow, we just got a lot going on, and I'm trying to keep myself very busy. So I will see you next week, and thank you for being a part of this channel, and especially being a part of Patreon.